But a lot of y'all don't have the knowledge you need because you're not asking for it. He said, you have not because you ask not, so you can consume it upon your lust. Now, really break that down, what's being said to you. A lot of people want things for the wrong reasons. Some people want money just for themselves. You can watch a music video and can tell if somebody's selfish or not. You know, my brother was over my house yesterday, and they was listening to NBA YoungBoy, and I was looking at him. I was like, man, I was just looking at him, and it's all about him. And guess what? I can relate because I was like that. It was all about me. I'm like, man, these people are misleading a lot of people. You know, it's all about showing how much money they got. This and that, stacks of money. And then they say God has helped them. Well, they don't even understand the concept of God. If they understand the concept of God, you won't be broadcasting how much money you got. Because the Bible says, let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So even if you got a bank account full, you don't need to be broadcasting and gloating in front of people. Do you think that's cool? Look at me now. Look at me now. He got the right name, NBA YoungBoy. And that's what young boys do. And there's a lot of grown men that behave like young boys, flashing their money. Why? You asking somebody to rob you. You asking somebody, I guess because you got a gun on you. Well, some people got guns too. And they'll take your money and your gun. What? You see, a gun can't save you. Only the Lord can. You know, only the Lord can. I remember a rapper back in the day, not too back, not, what his name is, Nipsey Hussle. And he was on the right path. I think he was. He was trying to do the good things for people. But the thing is, I'm telling you people, you got to really be careful. I don't know who these people serve. Their intentions seem pure. You understand? But just like when you advance, right? When you advance in life, I see people do this all the time. They go back to the same neighborhood and try to live there. But the thing is, it's not that you don't miss your whole neighborhood, but you can't do the same things you used to. One thing about when riches increase, people be like, I ain't gonna let money change me. Well, let me tell you something. It'll be smart to make changes when the money comes. Do you understand? Because there are people lurking to destroy your soul. You understand? It's to take what you got. You can help. It's got to learn to try to help. What's the right word I'm going to say? Here it is. Like God said, let not your left hand know what your right hand doing. But you know what a lot of people like to do? They like to come back to town and give and show the people, show the world what they do. You know, you can have a person that's a figurehead to do the work that you want to do and not be seen. And you can still take care of an area without even being known. Do you know you can do that? But a lot of people want to be known by their works. God wants us to do our works in secret. So even if you increase, I always talk about the man that was a poor man in the city. And a strong enemy came up against this city. And this poor man, through his wisdom, delivered the whole city. But this poor man was not known. That is great. That's how you want to be. You want to get to a point where you're doing things for people and the city without broadcasting it. But no, people want glory. They want to be glorified. They want people to know, I did this. I did this. You remember R. Kelly and the eyes were, I did this to you. They want you to know that they did it. No, but that's wisdom. You understand? I can talk forever in regards to this subject because I done figured it out in years and years of trials and errors and trials and errors. You understand? I know a lot of people that do a lot of good things for people. But then when they get around somebody else, you know, I did this and that for them. I did. Well, your reward is null and void. Why are you doing it? If you're going to complain about it, why do it? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do it from the kindness of your heart. You understand? Do it not expecting nothing in return. You understand? But look at the world we live in, people. The music, I'm talking about music now, because God took music, certain music away from me and told me what to write and how to write it and how to put it down on paper. I got to make sure my music glorify him. And I can't glorify myself. It's not about me. But the majority of people in this world right now is all about self-glory, idols. He said, little children, keep yourselves from idols. We in the year of the idols, the year of the fallings. You know, I believe it's a spiritual energy out there. I believe these demons are taking human host and becoming a part of them. And that's why it's got to be a demonic influence. Anybody that wants to be an idol or wants to be worshipped, they got to be demonically influenced. Because if you're influenced by God, you wouldn't want to be an idol. Right? If the Spirit of God was dwelling in you, you wouldn't want to be an idol. You wouldn't want to be worshipped. Because you know the only being that's supposed to be worshipped is God. You understand? So if you're trying to be worshipped, that is not a spirit of God. It's not. You are not God. God said, I say you're a God, but you shall die like men. You understand? Why haven't you helped the poor and did this and that? But he's not expecting you to walk around, look what I do for charity and do this and do that. I'm telling you, people, y'all better learn something. You understand? Don't sound the trumpet like the hypocrites. They like to be heard and seen. You understand? No. But Proverbs will help you. You don't know how to pray? Psalms will help you. You understand? You don't know how to minister? Acts will help you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what it means by delivering you from a strange woman? Samson's story will help you. Samson was plagued by harlots. And the Bible talks about that, right? And that's what led to his untimely death. But it worked out for God's purpose. You understand? But all these things in the Bible are there for your reproof, your correction. Do you understand? Abraham, waiting on the Lord to give him a child. Along come his wife. Sleep with my maidservant. And then you see what happened. Strife happened. He said, the Bible said, don't join house to house. Don't join house to house. So when he went into the maidservant and got a child, he built 2 houses. And God had to separate the house. The illegitimate child with the child. And the thing is, people, God hates divorce. He does, especially when children are involved, because it hurts the children. And God said, suffer not the little children to come to me. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful out here. You know, I hate divorce too. I hate it. It's like, if you see what calamities and all the destruction and confusion it causes, you'll see why God hates it. But he allows it. Why? Because of the hardness of your hearts. That's how good God is. But don't try to beat the system. Don't try to, well, God allows divorce, so I'm just going to keep divorcing. I don't think y'all understand how divorce really works. I don't truly understand it. But I know God doesn't want you just, like, take Kim Kardashian. Good Lord have mercy. This woman has been married so many times. Elizabeth Taylor. Wow. You understand? Wow. Just jumping ship. Jumping on anybody who's popular. You know, that's a whore. That's a whore. I don't care how you look at it. That's whorish with a title of marriage. The Bible says if you cheat on somebody and you divorce them, you have forced them to commit adultery. You have forced your spouse to commit adultery by cheating on them and separating from them. You know, the person who commits adultery is supposed to remain unmarried. You know that? It's in the Bible. You're supposed to remain unmarried. Hmm. Or be reconciled to your husband. Hmm. You see, we live in a world right now where sin is rewarded. It's like people are cheating just to get out of marriages. What's wrong with y'all? The wages of sin is death. And it's a spiritual death. You heard what God said? You didn't hear none of my reproofs. So I would laugh at your calamity. A lot of people believe that the grass is green on the other side. And God is not going to make it green. Not right away anyway. He got to show you your error. He's going to show you why you're messed up. And where you're messed up at. And why you're going through what you're going through. But the thing is, you as a Christian better take it and be like, okay. You know, for real though. You got to go through some trials and tribulations. You got to realize the error of their way. You know, a lot of people will never realize the error of their way, so they'll keep doing the same thing over and over again. And then wondering why the outcome is the same. Because you're not learning from it. You understand? A lot of people, a lot of women have kids by men thinking that'll keep them. No, that don't work. If a man got to love you, you know, they got to love God first before he can truly know how to love you. If a person don't love God, they ain't gonna never understand how to love you right. That's why God don't want you to be with strangers. You understand? Am I saying God can't change strangers? He can. But you gotta let him do it. You can't force nobody to change. You understand? You can't. No matter how hard you try. You can't change nobody. Who can make straight what God has made crooked? He has to be the straightener. He got to pull the iron out and get the wrinkles out. You understand? You can't get the wrinkles out of a person. I don't care how much plastic surgery people get. When they start aging some more, them wrinkles gonna come right back. It is what it is. Unless God fixes it, it won't be fixed. I'm just being real with you. But you know, I talk about relationships a lot because in this world, nobody values it. That's why people are sleeping with multiple people. And y'all just don't understand that the sexual diseases that's out there. I'm telling you, man. And the thing is, I'm going to tell you what I tell people all the time. If you're not trying to marry a person, don't expect that person to wait around for you forever. You understand? God will put somebody in their life that'll take them from you. And there's nothing you can do about it. If you love them, marry them. God will make it work. If you both stay on one accord. Do you understand? I done had two marriages. Trial and error. And I learned from both of them. And the thing is, I still ain't figured it out yet. But I'm going to get there. And you will too. Wait for it. Be careful. Sometimes it's good to remain single. You know, it's good to remain without somebody. You know, it's weird how me not being a married man, be a marriage counselor a lot. I'd be like, God, why you sitting? I can't tell nobody nothing. Yes, you can. Tell them what the word says. Okay. I stick to that. You understand? I'll stick to that. Because I don't think I'm the best counselor in the world. Sometimes I feel I'm not worthy. Because my life is not where I feel I should be. But the thing is, maybe I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. You understand? Because I love marriage. I love when people get married and be happy. But the thing is, when you get married, you got to cut people off. You got to cut family members off. You got to cut friends off. First of all, you don't need friends. You know, people. Friendship with the world is enmity with God. God talks about, I was talking about the blessings of the Lord. He talks about having a wife and children and a home. That's a blessing from God. But a lot of y'all ain't understanding that because y'all ain't trying to get to know God. Y'all ain't trying to get to know the Most High. Y'all ain't trying to give your life over to Jesus Christ. And that's why sudden calamities keep coming. Because God will look after you. He will. Then he'll step back. Because you're not giving him the reference that he deserves. You understand? And you're like, why do I keep going up and down? Because you're not giving him the reverence. You're not giving him the credit. You don't fear him. If you fear him, you're going to try to do what pleases him. Just like a disobedient child. They'll disrespect their parents and this and that because they don't fear them. If the fear of the Lord is beginning to understanding, after that, you'll fear your mother and your father. He said, respect your mother and your father. So your days will be long on this earth. Why a lot of people's days are cut short? Because they have no respect for God. If they don't have respect for God, they're going to have respect for their mother and their father. Do you know that, right? A lot of people don't even respect elders because they don't respect God. And they don't respect their mother or their father. You know, I grew up in the South. Majority of us were raised in the church. You understand? Especially them 80s babies and 70s babies. Church was like a part of life. You understand? It was getting to know God early. Like right now. The only time people want to get to know God right now is on Easter Sunday. You understand? Which I don't even believe in Easter. But that's the only time people want to go. Get their best outfit on, go to church, eat some Easter eggs. And ain't even realizing it ain't even about none of that. But that's knowledge. How did I find these things out? Through this Bible. Do you understand? God is trying to build you up a temple. Why do you think he tell you to study so much? He wants you to become the church. And the more you become the church, the more he's going to send people to you. And you're going to have church. No matter where it's at. On your job. Going to visit a family member. You are the church. A lot of y'all are missing the mark because y'all ain't trying to become the church. You're not. He said the church has different body parts. You ain't figured out what body parts you are. Take Voltron. Voltron needed a head, 2 arms, a torso, legs. If one of the members of Voltron was out of commission, the body didn't operate right. And right now, the body of the church is so messed up that it's not operating right. You got one person that believes this way to do it. You got one person that believes this way to do it. You got one person that believes this way to do it. They're not on one accord. The Bible talks about being on one accord. That's why a lot of marriages fail. Because there's no one accord. First of all, there's no trust in God. You understand? Somebody's missing the mark. Somebody, if it failed, something happened. Somebody's wrong, and somebody's wrong and somebody's right. But I always tell the story of Hosea. Hosea was told to go to a woman that was a harlot. You understand? And after she done went out and did her prodigal moment, Hosea went back and got her and married her again. Why would God send a man of God to a woman like that? I don't know. But it's there. But these are still warnings. At the same time, God knows what he's going to do from start to finish. But to keep you from making mistakes, he tell you to watch out for strange women. But at the same time, if God set it in your mind to love a certain person, you can't fight against it. Samson, you can't fight against it. It is what it is. It serves a purpose. But in the meantime, be careful. Be careful. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding. Samson feared God. But we can't keep men, we can't use that and say, I'm a man, I'm going to do what a man do. Well, you need God first so you can do what a real man does. A real man don't sleep around with a bunch of women. And a real woman don't sleep around with a bunch of men. Because your body's a temple. And fornication defiles the temple. You know, so even if you're separated from somebody, don't go out there and be a whore. They go for you men and women. Don't be a whore. If you're going to separate from them, separate from them. And the thing is, don't let nobody use you for sex. No, baby. You open up the door that you can't, it's hard to close when sex is involved. You know why a lot of y'all can't let go of certain people? Because you're keeping that sexual door open. If they ain't trying to uplift your spirit, you might want to leave them alone. You know, think about Hosea. He let her do what she do. He didn't chase after. He didn't try to run after. He let her do what she do. Then she realized, I'm going to go back to my first husband. A thing was better for me then. It's so many stories in the Bible in regards to that. That's why God said, return to me, your first husband. God is our first husband. It ain't nothing to do with no gay homosexuality stuff. It's in regards to the church. Let me pause and I will continue.